Hello, and welcome back to the channel, and if you're a first time viewer, welcome. Here we try racing online on Gran Turismo and struggle for a good part of it, but most importantly, we have nothing but fun, which at the end of the day is all that matters. Today we're at Deep Forest Raceway, and unfortunately for me, as a track I have a lot of struggles with, as you'll soon find out. We are in the Dodge Viper today for this race, but there is a car change for race number 2, so make sure you stick around to see how we get on. As we all know, at the start of the race, it's all about just trying to survive and get into position. As you see, it's a nice close start to this race. But surprise, surprise, we get hit and fall right back to the grid, just setting us up for the rest of this race. So right now we have one job and one job only, and that is to try and close the gap between us and the Frenchman in 14th, which is already 7 seconds. If I could be a pain, could I ask you to please make sure you like and subscribe? It would mean the absolute world to me and help us grow the channel to its absolute limit. Get a little lucky with a fellow Brit losing control and spinning out, or he's had a fight with the driver up ahead. Either way, it helps us gain a position and close the gap to Foxter, 13th. We catch up quickly with Foxter, and I know I can make a move down the long straight. If I brake a little bit later than him going into turn number 1 and not going a little bit too deep, we can get this move done. So we managed to hold on and get that position done, but the main question is now, how long can we hold off, or even better, create that gap between us and him. And before you say anything, no, I definitely did not press the wrong button here to have a look behind us and change camera angle. That was totally meant. I just wanted to make sure the livery looked beautiful on this car. And when you're struggling in a race and you see that the yellow flags are out, it's easy, you love it. It just makes that race a little bit easier and you gain a free position, which, as you can see in this race, I'm struggling with it as I know I can push the car a little bit more hard around this track. I just seem that I can't do it. I need to definitely get a bit more time on this track. And looking at the radar, we can see the Brit in the Alfa Romeo putting the pressure on us. I do know he's going to make a move down the next straight, so let's try to get through these corners without messing up to try and give ourselves a fighting chance. As you see, I do go a little bit wide there, and we do end up giving ourselves a 0.5 second penalty, which is far from ideal. As we approach the penalty line, what we'll do is we'll move to the left hand side, doing the right racing etiquette and allowing the Alfa to get past without us interfering with his race. But luckily the German ahead also had a penalty, so with us getting overtaken, we get to overtake him, effectively a free hit as we keep our normal position. from this point until the end of lap 9, nothing happens. We're just going round the track with nothing entertaining. So we'll skip forward to the end, and it's when we've done our pit. Mandatory pit in this race, you don't have to change tyres or fuel up. I opted not to change my tyres, just to try and beat the others in the pit to see if I can try and catch up with them. It was probably not the right idea, because come the end of the race, I was really struggling with grip. I really should have changed tyres. And there we have it, yet again another crash, just cementing that this race is going absolutely nowhere else, and we're going to be at the back of the pack for the rest of it. So quite simply, all we're going to do is just fast forward to the next race. Absolutely nothing else happened, and we finish 12th. Here we are in race number 2, and we are trying the Alfa in this one. It seemed pretty strong in the previous race, so let's give it a go and see if I can improve our race. And we're going to start this race off quickly and aggressively as we send it down the inside of the Porsche, trying to make up as much positions as possible, but still try to remain safe. And as you can see, this is a much better start to this race, as in turn number 1, the Dodge goes out wide, we manage to gain 2 positions, whilst the GTR then decides to wipe out the Viper behind us. Here I accidentally hit the Ferrari from behind, but it might help just a little bit. We're trying to now find a space left or right just to try and get past, but he is putting up a hell of a fight. Eventually we do manage to just squeeze by him. All that hard work getting past the Ferrari, we run into the corner just a little bit too deep, and then the Viper gave us just a little tap also as he squeezes by, now dropping down 2 positions. We are having quite a good battle with a Ferrari ahead and a Nissan GTR. As the 3 of us approach turn number 1, we actually go in 3 wide. I do back out just slightly, I don't want to run off track, going off the limits and picking up a 0.5 penalty. so I fall back just a little, just to keep us in the fight for a little bit longer. As the GTR goes past us, he gives us a little tap on the rear, and pretty much here I have no idea what happened. The two cars behind us sort of glitch out. We're on the receiving end yet again as we go into the barrier, the wall. But I'm not quite sure what happened there, but it is what it is. It happens. It's online. What can you expect? Two of the next three cars ahead of us with penalties. All we're trying to do here is stick with them and hopefully get a nice easy overtake going in through the straight past the penalty line. But as you can see here, the Porsche tries to ram us into the wall. We have to get the elbows out, push them out of the way just to survive. put ourselves in that position, we lose control on that corner, and then obviously as the Dodge Viper comes round, he makes sure our race is done. He puts us into the wall, and yet again we're now fighting to try and keep up, try and catch up. Honestly, I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would 100% put my life savings on. I'm getting taken out pretty much every race these days. Comes right across my face like that. I lose all composure. As you've seen there, I slightly and very slightly go across the line, get a 0.5 second penalty, and pretty much lose all sort of concentration at this point. Here it is very, very, very easy for me to just press pause and exit this race. After the last race and now this race, our luck with the crashing, getting crashed into, just hasn't been there. I could very easily just give up, but by doing that you gain absolutely nothing. It doesn't help us get better at the track, so we keep our head down, we try and stay calm, as difficult as it can be. We try and keep our head and we just continue. You never know what can happen down the road. Yet again, not learning from our mistakes from the previous race, we choose not to change our tyres again, just to try and get that little bit closer to the cars ahead without needing to lose more time changing tyres. At this point in the race, all we're trying to do is catch up with the cars in front of us. My main goal right now is just not to finish last. Finishing last is just... no, we just do not want to finish last. I'll happily finish 11th, just not last. Nobody wants to finish there. Absolutely nothing happens in lap 11, so we'll skip to lap 12, we'll watch the last 2 laps of this race, and as you can see, we have closed the gap slightly on 3 cars ahead of us, so let's keep the head down. Hopefully somebody makes a mistake and we can hopefully change position and not be finishing last. Along that last straight there, sitting back and watching the two fight. I think it got a little bit personal between the two of them as you seen the Peugeot getting wiped out by that Viper. But after such a long race and a difficult race we've had, that did bring a little bit of entertainment, watching the two absolutely fight with each other and just not giving up any positions. After overtaking this Ferrari, can we hold them off, finish 9th and have a decent finish after such a difficult and long race? Let's watch. And to put simply, no, we cannot hold them off. That did not last very long, and getting that penalty pretty much secures our finish and being 10th. Definitely not an easy race to watch. It was definitely not an easy race to be a part of. thank you for watching this video. I do hope it was somewhat entertaining. It was a difficult races to be a part of. Second race wasn't any better than the first, but I do hope you still enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. But until then, stay safe and adios.